From Joseph Goebbels to Machiavelli, all great propagandists in history have emphasized on the importance of propaganda. China's Sun Tzu, whose Art of War is a renowned treatise on warfare, is technically a guide to avoiding wars with subtle propaganda. And the Middle Kingdom, which is now known as the People's Republic of China, is enamored with deceit, lies, and propaganda. From martial strength to economic might, much of what China says are pure, unadulterated lies, and lies have a limited shelf life. Hi and welcome. I am Atul Mishra and this is TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. And in this video, I will tell you about China's tall claims about bouncing back to normalcy from the pandemic and the on-ground reality. Remember how China told you that it is the first nation to come out of the COVID-19 pandemic and record impressive GDP growth? Well, China has been claiming a miraculous economic rebound since July last year. And UN specialized agencies like the International Monetary Fund or the IMF and the World Bank were only helping Beijing by giving out healthy growth forecasts for the communist country. Yet, TFI Global has busted the myth of China's miraculous economic recovery time and again. And now, we have been vindicated by the Chinese Communist Party or the CCP itself. Xi Jinping administration has unveiled a new set of plans to rebuild the Chinese economy. So the message is loud and clear. Beijing's tall tales of a quick recoveries were lies, and therefore China now needs to rebuild and correct the fundamentals of its economy. The latest growth targets coming from China reveal that there is no appetite for high growth in the communist nation. The first signals of reduced growth targets came when Chinese Premier Li Keqiang's annual government work report issued a humble 6% GDP growth target. The number was quite conservative in the backdrop of China's earlier claims about a miraculous recovery and IMF's forecast of around 8% growth in the Chinese GDP. Beijing has of course tried covering up its inability to set up and achieve sky-high growth targets. Li defended the conservative number published by his annual government work report and said that it would enable China to devote full energy to promoting reform, innovation, and high-quality development. The first major sign of a serious drag in China's future growth prospects came in the form of its draft 14th five-year plan. This is China's blueprint for development through 2025 and surprisingly, it sets no growth targets, whereas previous five-year plans used to lay down express growth targets. Within the CCP, there is a clear lack of confidence in China's future growth plans, which is why the top leadership might be avoiding any specific goals. It is, of course, not a good idea for Xi Jinping to set ambitious targets and then face embarrassment when the communist nation fails to achieve them. The fundamentals of the Chinese economy are way too weak to sustain a high growth level. The communist nation is facing a major bad debt crisis to go along with policy or geopolitical issues like the Sino-American tariff wars or Chinese President Xi Jinping's vindictive action against Chinese internet giants. And then there are long-standing socio-economic issues like regional imbalances, declining birth rates, and tepid growth in Chinese villages. China's economy is badly bruised and it will take a long time to heal. Now, China's economy is facing a fresh set of emerging challenges like severe farm distress and lack of transparency in the financial sector. China's lies of a quick economic recovery have thus fallen flat. The Chinese economy was already going through a crisis and now it is going to lose whatever little credibility it still enjoyed.